Back with you on We Connect. We're going to carry on our conversation with a very interesting Mr. Mahadevan. Now, tell me, what about the fact that you operate in so many countries around the world? How do you actually sit here in Chennai and do Botswana, Canada, Paris, UAE? How does it work?
I mean, I would attribute the success mainly, Jennifer, to the management skills I learned when I did my post-graduation. I delegate a lot, and delegation with responsibility. I address a lot of students, budding entrepreneurs. So I tell them clearly, you got to apply some principles of management in your own life. I can sit here comfortably with communication skills, and you have all the tools, your internet, your telephones, your figures come in the computer, on the email. So it's easier today to run business across the globe with good partners. I mean, I used to always tell my friends, I'm swimming with 117 plus partners across the globe.
That's amazing. How do you manage to actually deal with so many partners? Because every partner has their own idiosyncrasies and different ways of doing things. How does that work?
I mean, it goes to the communist policy. I mean, the owner of the land is the tiller. Like that, we ask these partners to invest in business, and I take only 20 or 30%. The remaining I give it to them locally. I give them a free know-how. I send my boys across to teach them how to do all these breads or the various Chinese restaurants we have in Toronto. They get involved, and so far, to my luck, I've not crossed swords with any of my 117 partners. It's a main saying that birds of a feather flock together. All are Indians, we understand very well. If there's any dispute, we sit across with a cup of coffee and sort it out. And it's been a smooth sailing for me, and then I delegate the entire success working to these partners. And in turn, they're all self-generated entrepreneurs.
Right. But Mr. Mahadevan, delegating is all about trusting somebody. So how in the world does one find the people that you can trust in so many different countries? Although they might be of Indian origin, how do you actually make that distinction?
I mean, mostly the partners are involved in bakery, which is a science. So the consumption of the flour, I mean, how many bags you've consumed, will give you tentatively an amount of how much is the sale is going to be. That's only your basic figure, Ma. But I tell my partners whenever we meet, in God and in my partners we trust. And we leave the rest to them to understand.
Right.
And it's been a smooth sailing. I mean, we control my international operations from Dubai. And I have a bank account. I don't even ask my dividends to come across. They send it on a monthly or quarterly basis. So it's been good for me so far. And I wish when you trust people, and it's a long-term binding. And my partners has been chosen with somebody referring to somebody. So it's not that I've advertised. So when some people come with a reference, it's always good to fall back and rely on is what.
Right. Is it usually people who are already in the restaurant business, or what if some newcomer came to you, say in San Francisco, and said, I want to join up with you, or I'd like to be your franchisee? How would it work then? Would you consider?
Absolutely, because most of the guys are newcomers, because I believe I don't want to take a stick and mold it. It's easier to mold a clay. So these are all newcomers, and they're willing to understand and accept. They don't come with fixed ideas. If I take a restaurateur, he will know this is how he's been doing business. So he'll come with this idea, and he will not accept my idea. There'll be a clash of interests. So to take it easy, get fresh comers, newcomers, I would say. And it's easier for me to teach them. And the minute they get this hang on, and they understand you, and it's very smooth then.
Right. You recently also moved a little bit into one tiny hotel. And is that the way you see yourself? Is that the direction you want to go in the future?
No, ma, that's mainly because, the state policy on liquor, you have to have 40-bedded hotel to do that. So we don't want to serve the liquor in a coffee or teacup. So we built a hotel. Luckily for me, there was an attached property available for sale. I took over and built a hotel to build my little pub in there.
Right. So you don't really want to cheat and put whiskey or vodka into a cup, right? No. I can see that. Let me ask you, of all the different foods that you have in your various restaurants, the cuisines, very many different ones, which is the most successful? Is there any one cuisine that is, I know in India we did say that it was Indian and then Chinese. So does that still hold good with the variety of restaurants we have these days?
Absolutely, because if you look at my sale, it's a opportunity that leads. I mean, the North Indian food in my chain. And then comes the Chinese. We have the Chinatown Noodle House, the Wang's Kitchen. 3 brands serving Chinese food. So these 2 are still the best. I mean, people want to venture out. Okay, Italian pizza or the pasta once in a week or twice in a month. But basically they would like to come back to the Indian food, or the children's choice is Chinese also.
Okay, right. You've also spent you spend a lot of your time doing other sort of work. I mean, your corporate social responsibility is rather unique. You do have Winner's Bakery, which is for underprivileged children and young people. And then you've started something at the prison. Let's talk a little bit about your corporate social responsibility, because I know it's something that's close to your heart.
That's right. I mean, I'm now touching 55. So I've just professionalized the company now. I have enough time on my hand. We got some equity participation from some investors abroad. They've come and taken some stake. We are trying to do business which is totally dependent on Mr. Mahadevan. Cut this out and bring some professional guys in and set some targets for them, let it roll. So I have a lot of time in hand. My mother used to always tell me, Sonny, if you have 50,000 rupees a month income, if you wanted only about 25 to live on, think always the remaining 25,000 doesn't belong to you. You got to put it to the society. I strongly believe in it. That's why I started Winners, the bakery for the poor children to be trained. And we are proud to say we have put in about 200 boys in this 3 years' time into various places as bakers and confectioners. Some are with me in my Dubai shop too. So that breeded, and the other one which is in the prison. Why not teach something?
How is that working?
It's very well. I mean, right now we've not gone commercial, but just a couple of days back, we opened a retail shop in the juvenile home, wherein we are also teaching the juvenile inmates a little of baking. And luckily we had a French shop available. The products from the prison will be sold there right now. So this is just a new development which has happened. And right now we are distributing to a lot of homes like Banyan. Every 3rd day they get a loaf of bread for the entire 500 inmates. Or Arunodayam, which is again an orphanage with mentally retarded children, or Spastic Society of Tamil Nadu. This is the other side of it. We produce, I ask people to donate in kind. Give me a bag of flour. We'll convert in the prison and make it as bread and give it to poor homes.
What a sense of satisfaction this must bring you.
A lot, ma'am, because India, you know, the gap is between the haves and have-nots is widening with this economy coming into this thing. And this morning somebody sent me a mail. Last year alone, 15,000 children died, in Tamil Nadu especially, because of the one reason they're born to poor mothers. So this morning when I was coming to office, Vandana from Banyan called me. She wanted to start a soup kitchen in Chennai. She gave me a figure that we have about 40,000 homeless people in city of Chennai. And in that about 10,000 gypsies. I mean, they are voluntarily, they want to be homeless, you know, they're the
yes,
they don't want
choice,
to.
by choice.
Discount that remaining 30,000, we are at least trying to build into corporation schools, or Lila colleges volunteer to give maybe a bath, a clean bath in the night, a glass of milk, and 3 or 4 slices of bread comes from the prison to feed these people. That's what the project we are on.
Do you ever visualize, like in Italy, having a little restaurant within Pearl Prison? Do you think that might ever work?
Depends on the location. I mean, today Winner's been a successful story because we sell for about 16 lakhs worth of baked goods every month, and we make about 2.5 lakhs profit, and that money is put back to the corporation children. We teach them in English, the phonetic classes are on, or Montessori training for the teachers in the corporation school, because the building is owned by corporation. We gave an undertaking, we will give that profit back into corporation. So if the location is good, we can always train people to open up a restaurant.
What an amazing story it is as one sits and
it's
talks
doing well. I mean,
with
I don't know about it, it's doing well.
Right. We're going to come back to that. It's time for us to take a very, very brief respite from our conversation, and we'll be right back with you.